the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Boo.
I'm not embarrassed by it.
Okay.
It became very apparent to me the disparity and where we at were with income.
Mm-hmm.
And the trigger that you talk about was very much like, okay, I see. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand now. And then there was almost an instantaneous like respect and admiration for what my dad was doing in his long ass commutes. My mom was working, but I don't think it was full time at the time. So, but there was this is where we sit in the
in the ecosystem,
right? And it was, and I'm the oldest. Okay. So the things that, if I make extra here washing dishes at the country club, then, I'm helping make sure that Kelly has gas or, my stuff is paid for and I don't ask mom and dad for anything. I cover me to remove me from the economic pool of the house. So that way mom and dad can take care of the kids, everybody else,
right,
besides me.
Yeah.
And if I had extra, I covered the kids, to that. And that's why I feel bad about that first Hawaii experience, because it had dawned on me, I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
right.
And
yeah,
and part of that was country. It was like, oh, we're in this place. And, Xander has made the joke when he was a couple of years younger, and it may have been Piper too. I can't actually remember which one it was, but it was, I think we were talking about like how things get paid. Oh, we don't have that. And it was like, well, you just take daddy's card and you tap it.
right.
Or you just swipe daddy's card,
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I mean, technically, yeah, that's how it works.
Right.
But the responsibility and the awareness of being able to pay for something that you need as opposed to getting what you want, at that moment, it was a lesson they hadn't learned yet.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was not something that I hadn't learned yet
Mm-hmm.
until I had been exposed to more kids of my age and being at a school that had more people where the income brackets like went
really wide,
way wide
yeah,
than guys that ran around in the truck bed without seat belts with the bale of alfalfa all the way from the feed store kind of shit. Like, no one does that. Test. I'm plugged in. You're plugged in. Test. Tap. That one's good.
we good.
And if you made it this far, which may be the longest intro or the shortest intro, we appear to have the audio dialed in.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That was me last week. So if you listened through that was me coming off a travel thing and not realizing.
I don't blame you. I blame the production crew.
Seriously.
Someone's going to get fired over that?
There's sackings.
Yeah.
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 Not hot, sweaty ones, but firings,
Yeah.
terminatings.
Yeah, someone's gone. You won't see that happen again.
It's a shame too, because when I listen to that and
I
I listen to myself on these monitors right now, I'm like, God damn, these mics are sexy as fuck.
It's funny because when Tony, when we did that show a couple weeks ago when he was filling in for you,
Right.
he was talking off the mic.
Oh.
And I said, "Oh, get in. You got to get in close." And he gets in and goes, "Oh my God, it sounds so good." And I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah."
So
I made a joke with Venus. Gosh, it was somewhere over the weekend. It was when she was picking up Piper from the airport, and I think something was late, and I sent a memoji thing with like #JetBlue, and she didn't get it. She didn't get it because she hadn't listened to the podcast. But I think it's Sunday, Monday. She she did, and she sent me things. She's like, listen, I know I have a hard of hearing, but I had to turn the way up. And I went, it's not you. Everyone's hearing is bad. It sounded fine to me.
It's not just you, it's everyone.
Yeah, I said, no. I foobarred. I forgot to plug the mixer into the computer, and
I felt like I was trying to make miracles out of that as good as I could.
Oh yeah, it was and hey, to our credit, we still had a show because we are so fucking pedantic about making sure we're one take podcast,
right?
That we had something to work with,
yeah,
even if it was subpar.
There is some discussion about backup recording ability that we haven't quite bridged the gap yet, but we're working on it, sort of.
We'll get there.
We'll get there
one day.
But I mean, at least we had a show. It was almost like, it was funny because Tony and I just had this discussion in that show about how you just can't get mad about it. It is what it is.
Right.
Not mad. Like I'm gonna, either we record another show to make up for it, or we just deal with the hand we were dealt, and that's what we did.
Right.
So,
and that's right. We were recording early because it was birthday.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we were all jammed up.
Yeah, we were recording my birthday show, but a day early.
Yeah.
I don't think we mentioned it was my birthday because I don't really talk about that.
Did you get
I was
fat
hatched.
loot?
I mean, I got some stuff for my birthday. What did I get? The robot vac. I got a new robot vac.
Yeah.
So we had a dumb robot vacuum. Really dumb robot. Fucking stupid as...
Is the dumb ones, do they map just by bumping?
They don't map.
Oh.
This one literally does not map. It just runs into shit. It has no pattern whatsoever. It doesn't know where the furniture is until it runs into it every time.
Yeah.
And when it has to return to the base to charge, it doesn't know where the base is.
Oh,
it has no idea.
So how does it get back to the base?
So the base puts a beam out.
Oh.
And the robot just has to willy-nilly bump around shit until it finds the beam, and then it can home in on the base.
Wow.
That's how it works.
That's some...
So sometimes it just runs out of battery trying to make it to the base, or gets stuck, which is usually what it does.
Wow, talk about first-gen shit.
Oh, dude, the cheapest robot vac you could ever probably get.
Did it work?
It cleaned really well.
Oh, okay, well.
But you couldn't count on it to, like...
What's up, plebe?
Make a single pass throughout the house for any... I mean, there were... Okay, let's get into this.
Let's go.
I'll be sitting at my desk working, right?
Mm-hmm.
You'll hear the vacuum come on, and it will come out of the base and start going, and then it will go immediately into the back of the chair and get stuck and start beeping. This has been my world since we got this vacuum. Some days it'll run around and return to the base, and you're like, wow, a fucking miracle just happened. I didn't have to touch it one time.
Right.
And that was probably about 1% of the time. The other 99% of the time, that thing was like a fucking toddler on crack that just needed attention the entire time.
Oh, wow.
It would get stuck on a chair. It would get stuck under this. It would get stuck under that. There was no software to tell it, don't go here, don't go there. There's no mapping. It doesn't have LiDAR.
Yeah.
The only thing it has is like sensors on the bottom to make sure the floor is there. Literally. And a bumper. And that's it.
Shit.
I used to get pissed at it and kick it across the house. It was such a dumb vacuum.
Fuck you, vacuum.
And I would get so pissed because it was so distracting throughout the day. And then for whatever reason, I set up the time of the day for it to like kick on was 10:30. That's right at the beginning of all my meetings.
Oh.
So I'm like sitting down for a meeting, and then it'd be like boo-doo-doo, and it start whoosh, and I'm like, God damn it. And then you launch the app to go like pause it, and it would take it 45 seconds, maybe a minute to get the app to log in enough so you can actually do anything. You just sit there and spin for a while.
Oh, smells like Sonos.
Yeah. Oh, dude. So I complained enough, and I had done a little bit of research on robot vacuums.
Right.
That I'm like, it is not worth having a robot vacuum unless it does some kind of mapping. If there are no smarts in it, then it is worthless.
Yeah,
right?
I would agree.
So if it doesn't do any mapping, forget it. It is not worth it. Then I found Wise has one, and I kind of did a little research on it. Has pretty good reviews. So I sort of like, over the course of the last few months, like had been talking about this vacuum a little bit.
Yeah.
And that they got one of those for my birthday. So it was cool. And it works really well.
And it does the LiDAR, laser, or whatever mapping?
Yeah, it's got LiDAR. And
does it show you what it's mapped?
Yes.
That shit's tight.
It is tight. And I love that the old vacuum would just come around my chair all the time and like fucking bump into my seat and like just constantly around my feet. And I would get frustrated, and then it would like get stuck in the corners of the bottom of the chair rollers and then beep underneath my feet while I'm sitting there. And I'm like, God damn it. This one just goes clunk, it like tries to get as tight as possible because it knows there's carpet there.
Right.
But can't, so it goes around all the legs and then it's out. And then it goes and does other shit.
Yeah.
And wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gotten stuck a couple times, but I put up a no-go zone. It doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's refreshing.
We had, the first time Venus rigged it up, ours, we shut the doors because we go from the hard floor to carpet in the bedrooms. So we shut all the doors and we had shut the office. And it...
So you don't use it in the carpet?
Oh, did we get there?
Oh.
So we just wanted to, a couple times, like, map this. And then, because it'll do like rooms, like, now do this and this. Or skip this, do this.
Right. You bought a Eufy, right?
Yes.
Okay. Because that's what Chandler has, one of those.
Does he?
Yeah.
I think, if I'm being honest, a lot of those are pretty darn close to almost the same unit.
Yes.
It's just slight branding.
And software differences.
With your UI and software stack is going to be tied to a specific vendor. But a lot of them look real fucking close to the same model.
Right.
So we had all the doors shut and we, let it run its thing, and it mapped the living room, dining room, and all around the chairs, like the chair legs. Shit's awesome. And I want to say the second time we let it run, I think the Venus and I's bedroom door was open, like not thinking about it. She's like fires it off, and we go about the day, and the dogs dodge it. They don't want fucks to deal with it.
They don't bark or anything at it, like freak out? Okay.
No.
Interesting.
But it had gone down without seeing, since it didn't have a barrier at the door anymore. It didn't bump it. It's like, well, there's more fucking here for me to do.
Right.
And so it up onto the fucking carpet, and it starts going. But, we had shit on the floor.
Right.
I don't think it got stuck.
Your thong is now stuck in it.
Yeah. I'm like, that's bad. The cat of nine tails, it starts sucking that up. I'm like, that's embarrassing.
The wrist cuffs.
Yeah, that's fuzzy. How did it? Oh, wow, that's amazing. We had stuff on the floor, so
right.
It's bumping into things. It never got stuck, but it was like, well, if you're gonna let this thing in here,
you gotta pick up.
We gotta pick up some stuff.
Right.
One time the doors were shut, or I think we had picked up the bedroom floor, but we didn't block off the office, and so somewhere along the way, I'm walking along and we caught it in the office. I'm like, okay, fucker, listen, it's my space.
Right.
So now we have like if we kick it off, we just put a dog bed or something in front of the door. And it doesn't go in there.
Right.
But if we leave it open, and we haven't set up any rooms yet, we haven't done probably 90% of all the shit the software can do, and we probably haven't run it nearly as often as we should given the cost of it. But it is really slick.
Yeah.
And us having hardwood floors, it picks up all kinds of dog hair and shit. Mm-hmm. So if we were to run it more, we would probably get more out of it. But it's just kind of like making sure it's in the spaces where we want it to go.
So did you get the one that has the dustbin it like docks with and sucks it out?
No, we just have we looked at that.
Chandler
it was
Venus.
Venus wanted, and I think Mike and Angie have that style too.
Yeah.
We talked about, she was, because our floors are the stained cement, we would have liked to had the mop one, but we have so much floor space that's that style. It was like, there's no way it's going to be able to do that for the entire floor plan.
Right.
And I think at the time she was still also a little iffy on the quality of however it was doing the wet mop part.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then that led us into, I think, whatever show that was last Christmas, where she was like, if you don't buy this for Christmas, like, I'm going to buy it now. So, she knew she was going to get it, but she got the one that she wanted. It was just a plain, really good vacuum. Homeboy really likes what he sees up here going in the podcast.
Does he?
Yeah.
How's it going, homeboy?
Yeah, he's out of view right now, but he's sidewalking it, and then he like slow eye fucks.
What's
up.
going on in there?
Yo,
I'm out here. What are you guys doing in there?
Yo.
Yeah, they're a pretty incredible technology, considering you can have your carpet vacuumed without anybody lifting a finger.
Yeah. I mean, our carpet isn't like heavy shag, but it got up on our carpet and did its business without fucking blinking.
Like it's not heavy shag. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, there's heavy shagging going on in that room.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. It's heavy. Hashtag I love my wife.
That's funny. Yeah, so got that for my birthday. That was cool.
Yeah. And then we had Father's Day.
Yeah. How about you? Did you get any Father's Day loot?
I got workout gear.
I did too.
I got some nice Under Armour Rock like shirts and a couple pairs of shorts, and I'm excited to put those into use.
Yeah.
At the gyms.
Yeah, I got some shirts to sweat in.
Did you?
To make look like I was swimming in them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got some of those.
Yeah.
And a grill. I got a new grill.
Did you?
Yeah.
Really?
Hells yes. So
because the other one had rats in it.
Well, that's also an issue. But I was cleaning my grill a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And come to find out, which I didn't know up until that moment, the burners on the old grill, they sit on a bracket that is welded to the back of the bottom of the grill, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's like a pin that goes on the bracket, and then the burner sits on it, and there's a cotter pin that holds it on.
Yeah.
That whole thing was gone on most of them.
Yeah.
So it was literally just fucking gone, rusted away. And so the burners were just sitting in there, and I was kind of like, this doesn't feel very safe.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Especially considering I use it right next to the house.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of like did a little research on grills, and like, I mean, I don't know what to fucking buy. You can spend so much money.
Did you get a Traeger?
No, I didn't get anything that nice.
Oh, okay.
I got like a char grill or char something or other.
That's a mom and her big shaggy dog.
Charbroil. I don't know, whatever brand it is. It's a nice 4-burner grill with a side burner on it.
Yeah.
Basically what I had a 3-burner with a side burner. But it's nice. I mean, I'm stoked. It doesn't have rust.
What'd you do with the old one?
And the grates were all rusting away too.
Oh.
I still have it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. One of Chandler's friends might want it.
Well, I mean, a lot of those are modular. I'm facing the same sort of problem with the one, like straight out the back door, and that is I've replaced the elements, but all of the support strata to keep them there is rusted away. The grease tray and trap underneath has essentially given way. And I've replaced it with like ceramic tiles, and I've tried to alter it, but it just doesn't feel like it's getting it's not generating the heat that it used to.
Well,
so it's like
similar kind of thing. The other problem with the old grill was super hot in the back, not very hot. I mean, total hot spot in the back, not very hot in the front. I learned it over the years, but it could be challenging depending on what you're cooking. And it's like I was a little leery about just having it be not supported whatsoever.
Right, all of a sudden.
Yeah. have someone bump it and have it like fall off, and
Right.
then, you got a direct route into the tank, or who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to find out.
Yeah.
You know.
No thanks.
So yeah, I got a grill. Everyone. That was Father's Day. Was basically everyone chipped in and got me a grill. I think it's like $300 or something.
Like local or
Lowe's.
Amazon?
Lowe's.
Oh.
You know, Char Grill or whatever brand it is. Nice grill. I'm happy.
I mean, if it's consistent heat.
Yeah. It does seem to be a lot more consistent than the old one. And it lights right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like once you start having to like do lighting shenanigans, that's probably about the time when it's whatever you're dealing with has reached its peak. Like if it's not just a battery replacement of the igniters, but they themselves, that's a thing on mine too. The igniters that sit next to the burners, the brackets holding those things on have rusted away. So now the igniters don't sit anywhere near the flame. So I'm sitting there. It's like, well, how do I?
Now you're just waiting for like the propane to fill the bottom of the thing.
Oh yeah. Well, shit. And now I have to buy these.
I don't
long
need any eyebrows.
Yeah, whatever. Fuck it. Let's go. I don't have any hair anyway. Might as well kiss the eyebrows goodbye.
I don't need a beard.
Fuck that. Let's go. So now I've got this gooseneck lighter to get in there. I'm like,
yeah.
And it's like, well, do I want Venus or the kids trying to deal with that? Because now there's like a whole dad-only shenanigans lighting procedure that
safety protocol.
Yeah. Okay. So it's gonna crack it, and you got to be fast, and you go between these two slots on the grates,
right?
Because there's not enough room for the nozzle, and if you take too much time, that's 10 seconds of propane going on in there. And do you like eyebrows?
Yeah.
Or a beard? Because bye.
You want it to automatically open the lid?
I just don't. And I would love to cook outside, but it's like,
Yeah. Well, we kind of get cyclic. We go through this like thing where it's like we'll go like 2 or 3 weeks and like the grill gets used almost every day.
Yeah.
So to have a grill in the back is totally worth it, and especially sometimes especially when it's like 104 degrees outside, like it's been the last couple of days. You don't want to like cook crap in the house,
right?
Because it just heat the house up, So I will cook as much stuff as I can outside. I'll take the heat hit, and cook outside. I'll even use the side burner and like. What did I do? Oh, I cooked steaks. I like took my cast iron out there and grilled steaks on the cast iron.
Oh, nice!
And then just threw the cast iron into the grill. So instead of like cooking it in the oven and heating the house up, I just did it right in the grill.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, and my sister's fiance, Randy, he bought a Traeger after my dad did. I want to.
They're pricey.
The convenience to me says I would probably do a hell of a lot more outside because it's so much like a smoker, like a set it and forget it, and it'll just do its thing. I have a large appreciation for that, but the country bumpkin in me says that I
can use an oil barrel instead.
Yeah, you need to stand there and the coals or the burners and working the sears and to like boop 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 smoke, boop 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 sear, boop 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 boop. Okay, see you in 30 minutes. Okay, and then
it's almost like a microwave.
Yeah, I mean, pretty damn close. And I'm like. Apparently Randy's done a brisket a number of times on the Traeger, and it's like automatic. It's like cannot fuck it up.
And is it good?
My dad says it. Well, his last one was really good. He had to work some. It took him 2 or 3.
You got to work some kinks out
to get the timing in and the temperature and how he wanted it to rest and that stuff. But his last 1 or 2. He's finally dialed it in. So I get the appreciation for it.
So $300 in meat, and now he's got it dialed in.
Hey. But when it's But the kid in me, and seeing all of my aunts and uncles and the parties that we would go to as a large family in down south or up at my grandpa's house, the part of the barbecue experience is standing around the barbecue and talking about that which is being.
Now, when you're saying the barbecue, are you talking about like the like round Weber with the charcoal briquettes, or are we talking about just the grill in general?
We're talking about the grill in general.
Okay.
Like the big ones, the big parties that we would do, we're talking like a full-on spit. So this is like a 5 burner plus, like 3 to 4 foot wide thing, where we would have a side of pork or whole pig, whole hog, like going for hours at a time, and to you don't have to be cooking it to be standing around it to be talking about it, or what the last one, and the uncle blah blah, he fucked it up because he and grandpa, he based it a lot more than dad does, and that's probably why grandpa's tasted better.
Oh my god.
Shit like that.
Right.
Or you looking to get an uncle carve you off a something. So to toss it into a Traeger, it feels like
cheating.
It feels like cheating.
And you're also losing out on the like hang around the grill.
Topicalness of the barbecue,
Right.
But maybe that frees you up to just make margaritas or Mai Tais or pina coladas. Yeah, perhaps that's just a transition I need to make.
I mean, you could.
Okay with that. Right.
You could just set it and forget it with the Traeger, and then everybody's talking around the drinks.
Right. Totally.
Then you're drunk by the time the food comes out because you haven't eaten anything. And you're drinking.
Right.
Like
well,
crazy.
and then it's probably the best brisket ever because
that's true.
You don't fucking. What happened to the brisket? Well, it's a good thing the Traeger shut it off because fucking that was 2 hours
it's
ago.
resting, I guess.
What'd you do, Traeger? You fucked it up. Fucking Traeger.
Now, we did get Shan's dad a little grill, a little
hibachi,
a little charcoal briquette grill.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that brought in a discussion about there is a flavor difference between
absolutely
gas grilling and charcoal grilling for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of miss the charcoal. I don't have a charcoal grill anymore. I used to have a nice stand-up Weber. Don't have that anymore, and it was to the point where it never got used.
Yeah.
And they're hard to use. Not hard to use, but they're hard to clean, and you got all the white, the ash and all the stuff you got to deal with. They taste phenomenally better, though.
I would agree.
Compared to a grill. Now, the smoker,
right?
That's a whole nother thing.
Well, yeah.
Now
we had the little Chief for a while where it was just like a small electric element in the
little Kofif.
Yeah. I've never Queef. Kofefe.
Kofif.
Kofefe.
Yeah.
Kofefe. On occasion, I didn't really do a lot of smoking of food with briquettes. Plenty of barbecue. But most of my smoke food experience comes from an electric element.
Bradley.
And
you have a Bradley, right?
Yeah, an electric element with a wood chip of my choosing kind of a thing.
That's Traeger-esque.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
Like when,
because it's got a heating element in there, so it's keeping the inside at a specific temperature.
Yes.
And then you're adding the briquettes, or not the briquettes, the
discs,
the wood discs.
I haven't used the discs
Oh, really?
Do you still use discs?
Mine doesn't use discs.
Oh,
mine uses regular.
I used discs probably the first 2 years that I had it, and then it was like a premium. It was a premium cost to get.
Well, yeah.
So I think the one barbecue store that I would get the discs. This had to have been somewhere before we had Sportsman's.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it was a barbecue store where I was getting the discs.
Like over by Home Depot?
Yes. No, Toys R Us. There was a pool store and a barbecue store, barbecues galore.
Oh, okay.
In the what is now Sprouts shopping center, Costco. They went out of business, and I wanted to smoke something, so I just ended up at Home Depot and just bought a bag of chips.
So how does that work with? Because if it's expecting a disc, how do you? It doesn't have like an auger.
No, it has. So it still retains the column in a feeder and has like a little arm that would take the disc and push it.
So does it scoop just chips in there now?
No.
Oh, you don't use that anymore?
Yeah, I just hand set a chip on the element and call it a day.
But
the motor will still phantom run like, oh, it's time to move a disc.
So you're just putting a handful of wood on it?
I'm using like a chunk of wood, not dust per se.
So you're not using like bagged wood chips?
No. I'll take like they're the heavy block chunks of wood, and I'll take a hatchet and like just calf off a little chunk.
Okay.
About,
dangerous.
2 by 3, and then just set it on there.
Sounds really dangerous.
No, I'm good. I've been doing that.
Missing any fingers?
No, 10, 11. Yeah, that's good.
You're good.
It's a prison.
All right. Yeah, no, that's interesting.
So, no complaints. And every once in a while, I'll run across like, ooh, what? But like I said, the discs are premium. Like, oh, whiskey flavored discs. Well, fuck, I'll just take a shot of Jack and pour it on the wood chip and then toss that on the element. I'm like, whoa, shit, I saved $9.99.
Well, what I thought was interesting about the electric smokers is that they don't want you to soak your wood chips in water or something.
I stopped doing that, yeah.
Well, no, I was reading that you don't do it. And I'm like, okay, I always thought you soaked your wood chips.
Yeah.
But apparently
I did that for the Little Chief, but I've never done that.
Yeah.
For the other one.
Yeah, because when I used to have a wood smoke box, right, that I would put in my gas grill. So it would heat up and then make smoke. Never got enough smoke out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because I was soaking my chips. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because it's gas and it's a flame, they want the chips to be wet or something.
Maybe it's just like a slower burn. But I've always just controlled that with heat, not needing them to be wet in order to prohibit smoking.
Yeah, because I have electric smoker too. I forget what brand it is. But you just put chips in a like little thing that pulls out of the side, and then you fill the thing with chips and you stick it back in and then dump it, and it dumps it right on the heating element inside.
Yeah.
And then that's how it...
I had it's funny we talking about this, because on the one of the ladies, the grandmas that I befriended on the DC trip, we were on our way back. We got our second snack after the refueling, and the person stopped off and pretzels, Cheez-Its, something else, not peanuts. They can't do that anymore. Whatever the snacks were, and the lady to my right, she's like, "You want my Cheez-Its?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll take your Cheez-Its." So I got her Cheez-Its and my Cheez-Its, and Jimsy, the new friend, she's like, "Oh, I'll take the Cheez-Its." And so she opens up her bag, and she eats one, and she has this like look of like, she's like, "What the fuck are these?" And they were like whole grain Cheez-Its. She's like, these are terrible. And me with 2 bags of Cheez-Its, like
licking the inside of the
I'm
bag.
like, I don't really fuck it with that. And she's like, "You want mine?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll eat yours."
Typical dad.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I said, "Have you ever had a smoked Cheez-It?" And she's like, "What?"
Yeah. That's what most people say when I say
what?
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, you smoke it. Like, put it in a smoker. Do you have a smoker at home?" She's like, "No." And I went, "Well, let me tell you something."
Yeah.
"Let me tell you about this little habit I have. Some may call an addiction, but I'll call it a habit." I said, "You put it in a basket and you smoke it. Smoke your Cheez-Its." And I said, it'll blow. If you're not a campfire smoke person, you won't miss it, and it probably won't hit your palate right. But I said, if you are any form of country and you enjoy being outdoors, I said, there is something that hits all the chords when you smoke Cheez-Its. She's like, really? And I went, I am promising you I am not shitting you in any form or fashion. She's like, all right. And then I went, I smoke just about everything. If you can think of it, I probably put it in a smoker. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. Next time you're like going to make Chex Party Mix.
Sweatshirt?
Yeah. Chex. Yeah. Fuck, I should have said it.
I know you've put a sweatshirt in there.
Right? God damn it. Oh, that would have been so hilarious. I'm like, I've whiskey, chocolate, I've peanuts, sunflower seeds, any trail mix, pretzels, anything you can think of,
You got to try at least.
Salt, pepper, salt your pepper, or smoke your peppercorns, smoke your salt, rock salt before you grind it. Like, all these little things are little touches of flavor without adding, another salt or another fattening thing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing, and it carries to the nose. It's absolutely amazing. And I rattle off a whole bunch of shit that I smoked. Fuck, I keep forgetting that I smoked Jenny's hoodie.
Yeah, that's funny.
Or no, Jason did.
Was that you?
Wait,
I thought that was you. Was it Jason?
I've smoked. I think Jason smoked Jenny's hoodie, but
Okay.
I have smoked a hoodie for Venus. It was the one that the girls have fought over. It was a red Destiny hoodie.
Yes.
I put that in the fucking smoker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So clothes, smoked them.
It's the right way to go. Sometimes I got asked on Father's Day, what are you smoking for 4th of July?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, everyone's looking at me. I'm like, ribs?
Ribs?
Is that the right answer? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they love them.
Ready to go.
Oh yeah. I've done ribs now last couple 4th of Julys, and Roger's just like, oh my God, these are so good.
So the party is at your house?
Sometimes.
The 4th of July. There's I didn't get roped in. Nick's family is having a party.
Yeah.
And we got told that they were going to, his parents are going to be renting him like a bounce house with the jousting, like inflatable jousting sticks.
Yeah.
And I think she said boxing gloves, like the big oversized
ones.
And it was like, you should tell your husband to come over here. And we'll give him some drinks, and then we'll put him in the thing with Nick, and he could teach Nick a lesson.
They don't know anything about your drinking abilities.
But they don't.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay. Now, I'll be honest, if his parents ever decide, his mom is the one that said, I should go over there and help teach her son a lesson. So I have mom's permission to put a little bit of stank on something.
Right.
And now it's a funny joke thing. I mean, because
is that for 4th of July?
Yeah, it's for 4th of July.
That sounds fun.
I have to make it. We won't be staying there the whole time because I'm worried about the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will be dealing with my anxieties, and I will be making an appearance because I've been told that there will be games to be had. And worst case scenario, I put my son in there and I beat on my son for a little bit.
Yeah.
Hashtag I love you, son.
Yeah.
So, and drinks and stuff. So it'll be fun. That's what I'm looking for. That's where we'll be our 4th.
You just hang around on the Father's Day though? Just hang.
Yeah. We
chill.
did. Well, I worked.
Oh.
So
that's
sad,
right.
Sad dad.
But did you work Monday too?
I did.
Oh, you had.
The bank observed the holiday, Juneteenth, but I hadn't put in for it off because I hadn't realized it was a thing. I have to do my holidays this year manually.
Oh.
And we needed coverage anyway. So I worked Sunday and then I worked Monday, and I take the overtime holiday pay, and I retain a floating holiday to be used at some other time.
That needs 6 months for approval.
Probably, yeah. The way that things are going now, who knows? But I did get 4th of July. But yeah, so Sad Dad worked. But Venus went and got me a coffee and Bad Baker's Donuts, and then my loot. My gym loot.
I got up Sunday and my wife and daughter were gone, and I was like, "What is happening?" And they came back and they had a Dutch.
No.
What did I get?
Oh, Father's Day stickers.
Sugar-free Rebel.
Yeah.
With sugar-free peach in it.
Oh,
delicious. Got one of those, and they brought donuts back from the donut spot.
Oh.
Over by Bel
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Fresh, hot.
Oh, wow.
Apple fritters. They were still hot in the bag.
Wow.
They were delicious.
So I'm curious what happens to you on a Rebel.
Nothing. I go to bed.
Really?
I usually drink them before I go to bed, and it helps me sleep. I'm dead serious.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Well, at my house, it's not uncommon for 10 o'clock to roll around and someone go, Dutch? And then someone's like, yeah, Dutch. Or Melanie will say, I need a coffee. And we're like, what? So I'll get a Rebel, and
then you go out.
And then I sleep pretty good after I've had one.
How weird.
But caffeine, if I have coffee, doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't affect me. It's almost not worth drinking coffee because it doesn't do anything.
I had been, we're probably on week 4 or 5 at this point. I think it was, I had stopped like some pre-workout thing. I had just stopped taking it because it was the amount of sucralose in it was just tearing
the sucralose
tearing me up like something fierce. I'm like
toilet time tearing you up.
Yeah, like it just hard. I'm done. And most of those all have caffeine in them.
Are you talking about the Rebel stuff?
No, the like a pre-workout mix thing.
Oh, okay.
So that was really the bulk of where I would get my caffeine. I kind of stopped drinking coffee to like give my stomach a chance to like not be taking in that much coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was getting something caffeinated, it was either like a Monster or something, or like whatever I was getting before I would do like a pre-workout mix thing.
Yeah.
But I was tired of dealing with the gurgles of that, whatever the pre-workout mix was doing to me. I'm like, fine, I'm done.
So it was wrecking you.
Yeah. I'm like, fine. Either I was consuming too much, or whatever the mix was that I was getting was just not happy with me. So I like, fine, stop. But when I wasn't drinking coffee and I wasn't getting caffeine from this, and I'm not going to the store just to get a Monster. So I had, through no intent, walked off caffeine entirely for almost 3 weeks. Like,
headaches or anything?
No, which is weird because I have gone through scenarios where that was a thing. Now, I'm of the same way too. I don't really get zinged from caffeine.
Yeah.
If you give me enough, I'm sure that would happen. But my tolerance is so high for casual drinking that I would probably be in danger of doing something really bad, trying to find out how much caffeine before I would start feeling jittery, heart palpitations and shit. But in some of those prior intakes, if I were to, Monday, Tuesday having something, and Wednesday, Thursday having something, and then Friday be like, oh, I'm just gonna have a tea or orange juice that morning. Yeah, I would get a headache. Like, oh, I gotta go get something or have a cup of coffee, and then it would nip off. however this worked for me this time and rolling off the pre-workout stuff and not drinking coffee, it just went away. I'm like, fuck, this is awesome. Like, yeah, cool. I was drinking a lot more fruit juice too, fruit and vegetable juice, like some of the cold press stuff. So maybe I was just getting it in lesser dosages from other natural things. Could be. Or maybe it was just like, fine.
Maybe it was all the weed brownies.
Yeah. Hey, we're good, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, we're good, bro. It's all good. And so yeah, I'm of the mind. But on occasion, I think so for Father's Day, I had a coffee. It wasn't like all of a sudden I was, pegged at 11.
You were just enjoying a coffee.
Yeah. For me, it's a taste thing. Now I don't get drowsy either, though. So that's interesting. I'm very curious. You're a study among men, sir.
I think it's interesting because coffee for me, I don't like just I don't want a black coffee. It's got to have like all the shit in it.
You're not perfect, Jim.
I know. It's got to have all the shit in it. It's got to have some cream and sugar and fucking chocolate and sugar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't want all the sugar, so I just don't do coffee that much. And the coffee flavor is fine if it's accompanied by a bunch of crap, but it's all the crap that I am staying away from. Right? So
yeah,
I can get a Rebel that's sugar-free, and it tastes good. With whatever sugar-free flavor they want to put, I can add in there. I enjoy that. In fact, I'm sitting here thinking after the show.
Yeah, go get an ice cold Rebel and a peach.
Yeah.
So you get it in the cup then. They open the can.
A can of
and then they'll put a syrup in it.
Yeah,
a peach syrup.
Torani, probably. Wow. Peach, sugar-free peach.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good.
That sounds kind of good.
You didn't know you could do that?
I think Piper does that, but I've always like, give me the can.
Oh, I don't think I've ever just bought the can. I want a flavor in it.
Do you?
Yeah. It's more enjoyable.
I don't think I've. Piper has done that. I know she has.
They have a bunch of sugar-free flavors. So the sugar-free Rebel with the sugar-free something, and usually that's peach for me.
Huh?
Yeah. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to do it after the show.
It'll be nice and cool.
Well, the drink will.
And then it'll put you to sleep?
Well, then I'll do the show, and then I'll probably, I don't know, masturbate or something.
Yeah.
No,
Into the cup?
Yeah. I mean...
Well, you don't have any of the girls there. And you got a new vacuum.
Right.
Come on. Yeah. Lidar this, bitch.
Yeah. Map this shit.
Come on. You're going to need Google Earth for this one. Come on, buddy.
Is that a flagpole?
Yeah, Purple Mountain's Majesty. You know what those are.
No. I don't know. What were we talking about?
So,
anyway.
We got, Venus got a mail today from #JetBlue. Were they...
So a follow-up to
last week.
JetBlue.
Yeah, if you made it through last week's terrible audio and the JetBlue jokes and the refueling stop shenanigans, we got unsolicited. Both of us.
So no one complained.
Certainly Xander and I didn't.
Okay.
So maybe someone did, and then on behalf of the entire flight,
maybe they heard the show.
Yeah, maybe. I put JetBlue in the hashtags for the YouTube episode, so maybe it's possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Venus got an email for a $50 travel credit voucher for JetBlue. We're sorry about your experience. And
wait a sec. Now we know the one view that it got is the CEO of JetBlue.
Yeah, could be. Could very well be.
Or at least the marketing team.
Yeah. So then I took a screenshot and I sent it to the group text, the other parents and chaperones around the DC trip. I'm like, hey, be on the lookout for your $50 travel credit. It's like we could pull all these things together and probably get a plane that'll take us to Red Bluff.
Oh, shit.
And everyone had a big old laugh.
So did anybody else get any yet?
Some of the other chaperones mentioned that
That's good.
The mail came in today for them as well.
It was like Steve going to the mail? Mail call.
Yeah.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
I wonder who it's from.
Oh, it's from JetBlue.
Oh, wow.
It's a $50
What's
voucher.
it say? Oh, it's travel credits for JetBlue because our last flight was ass. That's right, Blue. Don't fly JetBlue. You goddamn right, Blue.
Where's the shredder?
Never again, Blue.
I mean, when are you going to have the opportunity to fly JetBlue again? Or the desire, for that matter.
Yeah. I'm going from Tallahassee to an ass.
Where's the biggest armpit in America? That's where I'm going to fly JetBlue to. Oh,
Shit.
that's funny.
What else we got? JetBlue, birthday, audio. Yeah, we covered all of my stuff.
Is that it?
We'll be the closest we'll ever be to right on time.
Oh, my gosh.
If we end it right now.
Wow, that would be a miracle.
Yeah.
Even since the early days?
It'll be close. We might be a hair short.
Oh, my gosh.
Do we have anything that you're going to fix this summer?
I've been working on my daughter's car a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
I'm shit canning this thing.
The garage door opener?
Garage door opener.
What do you mean?
I am convinced it's not the MyQ. Because I always get
Oh, you're going to get a new garage door opener.
Yeah. Always is not correct. 90% of the time I have successful interaction with the MyQ application, and I see it doing the light blinking that it's sending an open or closed signal.
Yes.
It is that the door does not get it, or the door just doesn't open. And I went through this weekend, or not even Monday. It was Monday. Like double checking the safety trip sensors that they're always aligned, because sometimes if they're just off but it's still making the beam, it would give me like, are you really that close? It was jerky, so I would line them up, and then I would get a series of like never fails. I'm like, okay, so maybe it was just a hair out of alignment on occasion, something. I dialed those in 100%, went through a series of tests. Like, it's not that. Sometimes I do think the app has a handshaking problem. Like if I'm in the app in the driveway and I start to roll out and get off of Wi-Fi, and the phone is doing a transition between cellular and Wi-Fi,
right?
And I'm pressing, or I have pressed, but the signal is not communicating because I'm passing.
You're transitioning?
I'm transitioning in the app between handshaking of networking.
Yeah. Sometimes
that will do it. But after dialing all the other shit in, and even the actual manual remotes that we have for the Genie
have trouble.
Mm-hmm. So it's not the MyQ specifically.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't take this signal, it doesn't take it from anything. So that's not the MyQ.
Curse you, Genie.
So, I mean, we're getting to Sonos level of fucking irritation here.
Yeah.
And I took it apart. I removed the CFLs, which they say can get in the way of the signal. I've bent the little fucking antenna to. I mean,
see it's very
the
clearly
MyQ.
right there.
The MyQ is right there.
Yeah.
And on occasion, on Monday, towards the tail end of all the fixes that I thought were okay, we'll test this.
This is going to do it for sure.
I would MyQ open, MyQ close, MyQ open, MyQ close, and it goes through the whole sequence, but the door doesn't move at all. I unplug the garage door itself, plug it back in, MyQ. So I don't know. And then it'll work. So like a fresh power cycle of the actual garage door tends to make everybody happy in manual openers as well as the MyQ.
But for how long?
Right. I mean, at this point, it's like almost like a couple days at best, and it's almost. I haven't run those tests to get the exact pattern, but it's like, fuck.
Well, I'm gonna say you can get an opener that has the IQ stuff built into it.
I'm there.
Yeah.
That's what's coming with the camera in it.
Oh, nice.
So now
with the camera.
Yeah. So it's the MyQ. That's a Chamberlain.
Yeah.
With the camera in it. We're done.
Booyah.
Done. And the thing
that sounds fun.
that was also semi-irritating too with the door is that the manual openers, like when they would like you press the button, and on the good days, just a depress and off gets you an open and close sequence. When it would start to struggle, it would be like, well, if I hold it down and it really starts broadcasting, then it might open and shut. So then I was like, well, if I'm dealing with an issue where the MyQ could possibly be working fine, it's just that it's not sending a signal with a duration that would punch it through. Well, I can't change that about the MyQ.
Right, because the Genie is what's affecting that.
So my disconnect after everything that I've been testing and everything that I've been trying to solve all seems to stem from the door opener and closer mechanism itself taking a signal. I can't, the antenna is not modular, so I can't beef it up. I can't add something there. I looked, I opened it up. I've removed everything that might be giving it an interface or a frequency block.
How old is it?
I don't remember. I feel like it's not old enough to be having these kind of problems, but it might be. And when I mean,
it's the 7055.
Yeah.
Which, those are known problematic ones.
Well, Sonos caliber almost.
Oh, now I have to look it up. Genie 7055.
Like how old is that model?
That's a great question.
Please say 2001.
It says replace it now.
Yeah, well, that would make me happy.
That's the only text. Google search says replace it now. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all the info I got.
So, yeah, I'm doing that because it's a pain in the ass for Piper as she comes and goes to want to be able to open and close the door, and whether or not the MyQ is crap the bed.
It's a current model that they still sell.
Well, I've had it for a while, so it's not new.
I mean,
to
when
me.
it came out, it doesn't say, but
with no Wi-Fi, no Bluetooth.
I mean, it's old school.
Yes,
by today's standards.
Right, because you can get one now with a camera fucking in it.
Well, I mean, that's good.
Yeah. So
that'll be interesting to see how much
that work.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but good stuff to say about the MyQ product.
I would imagine you can still use that guy you could have 2 key.
Right. I could
like
give Venus the other one.
Yeah.
And as long as,
use key on the door thing opener itself, and that guy will do another account, and then you've got you got 2 abilities to send key deliveries right to the garage.
Right. Because you do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Neither of yours are built into the door, though, right?
No.
It's still like a third
We have
party.
a Chamberlain garage door opener, but...
And if there is a problem with blasting that MyQ module into an actual Chamberlain MyQ door opener,
I doubt it.
I would be livid. Livid.
What is the deal?
Right. And it's not Wi-Fi because I've branched off this thing for the MyQ to be on its own Wi-Fi VLAN, so it's not my shenanigans. It's not congestion. It's on a completely different router.
Right.
And it's fuck you, Genie, and your beater ass.
It says right
antenna.
here on their website, the brand you trust. Is that true?
No.
That is their tagline for the company.
I can trust it to open and close it when it chooses to, but not when I want it to.
Now, speaking of opening and closing, I did get for my birthday the Level Lock Smart Deadbolt Lock.
Okay.
So What this is the guts of a lock that you use your current lock hardware.
Okay.
And you take it off the door, and you take the bits that are like the deadbolt part itself.
Okay.
And you get rid of it, and you replace it with this thing, which is the smart stuff.
Okay.
And you put that in, and then you take your old stuff, and it fits over it. So you don't know if you're just looking at the door, it just looks like a regular.
It's innards only?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
Interesting.
And it uses your key and everything just like it was before, except it's got a smart thing inside it that connects to the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use HomeKit, so you can use Siri to tell it to lock and unlock.
Mm-hmm.
You can use the app to lock and you can send invites to people to like get into your house, like guests and that kind of stuff.
What's the power?
It just uses a battery
inside.
Yeah, and it's in the bolts itself. The end of it screws off, and then you put the new battery in and screw it back, and that's the deadbolt.
What's the duration of the battery?
7 million.
Oh shit!
I don't know.
Oh.
That's all unknown.
But you still have a key, so it would work mechanically if the battery dies.
Absolutely.
Do you get like an alert for the battery status?
I would imagine. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh. I mean, one object at a time. You're still having the fucking robot vacuum map your nuts.
One of the things that's cool is you can set it up to unlock automatically when you come home. When you walk up to the door, boop.
Oh, like a proximity?
Yeah. And it opens up, and you can open up the door. Then you can set it to lock itself after some amount of time, which we, of course, have, because my children don't know how to lock the door. And
hashtag JetBlue.
So then it will automatically unlock. You can go in, you just close the door, and then like a minute or two later, it locks back up, and it makes a little trinkety sound. It's kind of cool. I really like it. Level lock. Check it out.
Interesting that it fits all in the door.
Yeah,
I
right inside.
like that.
And you don't have a big. You can buy an extra. They have a like keypad thing that you can mount somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's not part of the lock hardware. It doesn't mount on the door. You can put it right next to the door or something like that. Then you can punch in codes and that kind of stuff. We don't have that. It's an extra thing. We didn't.
Well, part of the thing that you'd been looking at those for a while was that you didn't necessarily want a big obstructive device, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, first of all, I already have upgraded door hardware that I've purchased, handles and shit.
Right.
And I don't want to completely get rid of it. And this just kind of solves that problem. I don't want a keypad boop, boop, boop on the front because I don't want it to look like it's anything special.
Right.
So I think this definitely solves that problem, which I really like. It's really cool. And then, you send an invite to your family members and they all have their own account on their phone and they can lock and unlock at will. And then if they're part of the HomeKit thing, they can use Siri. They can use the HomeKit app to also lock and unlock. It's pretty impressive. I really like it.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at it. Level lock. Do it.
I'll put
it.
Put it in the link in the description down below. Level lock.
Yeah, really impressive.
Now we're at time.
Okay.
And on that note,
their customer service is really good. I fucked up the screws because I had to move the strike plate a couple times.
Oh, yeah?
And so the screws went in and out of the door several times. I ended up stripping the heads out.
You idiot.
I just contacted them, said, hey, I got this lock. I really like it. It's pretty cool. But the screws, because I had to take them in and out a whole bunch, I ended up stripping the end. My fault, my bad. How can I order a set? And they just sent them to me. A whole new set.
Did they arrive already?
Yeah, I got them.
Holy shit.
Came today.
Was that Father's? Oh, that was birthday. So,
so last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Impressive customer service.
Wow.
Very impressive. So, anyway.
Good on them.
Check them out. Anyway, we're done.
On that note.
Lock it up.
Wear the mask.
You should wash your hands because that stuff's dirty.
Wash your ass.
Yeah, wash your face, dude.
Return the cart.
You should check your oil, Tony.
Get the shot.
Register to vote.
And we will catch you next week.
And do the kindness.
Do the kindness.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.